sub! You've just completed Chapter 11 on Piggy. Impressive. Unfortunately, there's not a Chapter 12 for you to move on to just yet. Wait, where are we now? I certainly don't recognize this Piggy map. Ah, of course! You found some brand new maps from different places on Roblox and Piggified them. Since there's so many great ideas for us to have a look at, why not show us 10 Piggy chapters that should be added to Piggy in Roblox? Number 1. Graveyard. Where better to start on our Piggy Chapter adventure than a fan-made map made specifically for Piggy. This is the graveyard map created by Blair. Go check out his profile. The story goes that the graveyard is a dumping ground for all of Mr. P's failed experiments. Well, the ones that haven't escaped to spread the infection even more anyway. And what better for an enemy of the graveyard than a zombie piggy? And the zombie piggy skin already exists from the Metro map. The zombie piggy could have a grand entrance, like coming up from under the ground, catching any bacon hair noob standing on top of her grave. Since this is a graveyard and not a building after all, you'll need to collect various screwdrivers from across the map to take apart the different locks around the graveyard. The final door, however, requires a white key, a hammer, and a code, like any good Piggy map should. Number 2. Facility. Next up, we're taking a look at a Flee the Facility map. Since Flee the Facility is so similar to Piggy in the way you're being hunted down by a giant monster while trying to escape, it's a perfect opportunity to pigify a map. This map is the Facility map, with multiple different floors and locked-away rooms. It only makes sense to throw a giant Piggy monster and 6 terrified players into the map. Once Mr. P had run away at the end of Chapter 11, he had to find somewhere he was certain you wouldn't look for him. And where better than an abandoned office building? I mean, why would anyone hide there? But your good detective skills have led you straight to him. Great job, sub! Since this is a super top security facility, you can't use just any old keys to get around. That's why we've chosen to add key cards. Just like the hospital map, you make your escape by reaching the bottom floor and breaking open the white door using the white key. Number 3. This next map is sure to interest those Piggy players that believe Mr. P is a no-good, evil character. The warehouse is where Mr. P is storing all of the chemicals. The chemicals he needs to spread and infect more people with the Piggy infection. You arrive at the warehouse, expecting to confront Mr. P after his quick escape at the end of Chapter 11. But you're met by a deformed Piggy, who's the result of Mr. P's experiments gone wrong. They'll chase you around the map constantly as you try to make your escape. What's that, sub? Oh, right, escaping. I haven't told you how to do that yet. Well, you'll need to search around the map for different items until you finally get the fuel. That way, you can fuel your minivan and make an escape from the warehouse and make your way to the next location to find Mr. P and stop his evil plans. Do you want to stop Mr. P's evil plans too? Then you should subscribe. If we get enough subscribers, then Mr. P will have no choice but to give up. Number 4. Zoo. We've got another fan-made Piggy map, sub. This time it's the Zoo map from Tenuous Flea. The Zoo map is featured in their custom character showcase map that we've previously showcased in another video. Mr. P has arrived at the zoo looking to take his twisted science experiments even further and turn people into other animals rather than just pigs. The clues he's left have led you right to him, and you're here to make a stop to it. You'll have to search around the whole map looking for different keys, so you can make your final escape from the zoo. Not everything is as it seems, though. Since this is a zoo, there'll be a ton of infected animals chasing you around the map, rather than just one piggy, making your escape way more difficult. Number 5. Airport. Moving on to another Flee the Facility map. This time we have the airport map. Mr. P arrived at the airport with these infectious chemicals, ready to distribute them onto a plane, ready for it to infect people across the world. Fortunately, you've caught him red-handed, and you're here to stop him. The enemy of this map is one of the airport security guards, who Mr. P has infected to become an evil piggy monster. We could even use the brand new Jailbreak crossover skin, Polly. To escape the airport, you need to unlock all the different doors using keys hidden around the map. Find the dynamite in the final room. Once you've got the dynamite, you can blow up the plane, making sure Mr. P's infection won't be going anywhere. Hey, do you think these maps should be added to the real Piggy game? Then leave a like on the video. Liking the video shows Sub you're enjoying the suggestions and encourages him to work on even more to show off. Number 6. Old House. After the final cutscene of Chapter 11, Piggy players everywhere are left wondering just where he'll go next. Well, I have a theory. I think he's gonna go back to the place it all began, the house. I think Mr. P might have been so upset with what he caused that he went all the way back to the house to see what he had caused. Except he was so upset, he couldn't fly his helicopter properly and crashed it into the house. With the helicopter crashed into the house and fire burning the house slowly as your time limit goes down, you'll need to rethink everything you knew about the whole house map and play very strategically and get to the right keys before you can't reach them anymore. Number 7. The Farm. The Farm is another map from the Flee the Facility game. This time, your detective skills have led you here with suspicions that Mr. P may be sourcing his ingredients for the infection from this farm. Since in the real Peppa Pig universe, Mrs. Badger teaches Peppa and her friends how to farm vegetables. Who better to take on the role of a piggy monster than an infected badger? You'll need to collect all the different keys and access all the areas of the map to unlock the final main gate with the white key and make an escape before you're caught so you can carry on in the hunt for Mr. P. Do you have a theory about where Mr. P could be hiding? Tell Sub about it in the comments. Number 8. Bunker. Welcome to the Bunker map, made by Roblox player Barrowlinks. It features everything you'd expect from a bunker. Dozens of beds, computers to monitor the entire bunker, and of course, I've pigified the whole place. Since Mr. P ran off so cowardly at the end of Chapter 11, I think it would be fitting that he has to come to the bunker to hide from the infected animals, while leaving you and the other animals to fight against them. Since this is an underground bunker, we could even use the brand new torture skin as the piggy for this map. They have a very fitting outfit, since they look just like they've been hiding in a bunker for years. To escape the bunker, you'll need to search around the different rooms until you can finally find the white key to use on the final door, and make it back above the ground. Number 9. Aquarium. You've heard of hiding in plain sight, right, Sub? Well, that's exactly what Mr. P has been doing. Where would you least expect Mr. P to be hiding? A fun-filled aquarium, that's where! The Aquarium map is made by Packstabber Studios and features loads of rooms that could be locked off with different keys, and plenty of areas for secret Easter eggs to be hidden. It even makes for a perfect piggy map. And who better to chase around this map than a shark who has been infected? Mr. P must have dropped some of his infection chemicals somewhere, because this shark is definitely not normal. Number 10. Mr. P's Lab. Moving on to a map from one of your favorite games, Sub, Murder Mystery 2. This time, we're on the Biolab map, a futuristic themed science lab full of machines. Well, I think if we were to use this in Piggy, it could be Mr. P's science lab where he spends dozens of hours creating and developing the Piggy infection, so he can spread it to more and more people. So you have come here to stop him. Since this would be the final showdown between the player and Mr. P, it only makes sense to have a giant Mr. P chasing you around the entire time. rather than just a regular old piggy. And this boss battle certainly wouldn't have any boring normal ending like opening the final door to leave. Instead, you would have to find and plant explosives in the right spots. Once you found all of them, kaboom! Ending the piggy story forever by killing the infamous Mr. P and destroying all of his experiments.